With new freedoms comes greater responsibility for people to keep track of their pension scheme. But for many, the language of the industry is sometimes baffling and often a turn-off. Communication specialists, like Minds, is helping its clients reinvent the way they communicate to better engage its members. Julie MacDonald reports.
The pensions industry has spent a quarter of a century and millions of pounds trying to connect with and educate people so that they get pensions. A relentless focus on pension input using complex, lifeless language has alienated many savers.
I don't know what's going on with any money I've put in, and the subject scares me to death.
It needs a bit of an overhaul, and it needs to break out of that typecast as being for older people.
So what should a radical pension communication makeover look like? Should we even use the word pension if it's become so polluted with negativity? One communications firm, like Minds, believes it has the answer, investing in groundbreaking research with the School of Life psychoanalyst and philosopher Robert Rowland Smith into how and why people make decisions about saving money for later life.
People talk about pensions almost like it's a duty to perform, or like you're being given a lecture by a school teacher. For many people, we just shut off. We think, well, I'm a grown-up now, I don't want to deal with that. All the research shows that no matter how much kind of rational messaging you give to people, it doesn't really shift the dial in terms of what people save for. So it's getting at the psychological, the behavioural, the emotional barriers to what's stopping people.
New pension legislation and the gift of new technology to be able to communicate differently means the time for change is now. Right now, there's a perfect storm of opportunities for employers and for trustee groups to radically change the conversation that they're having with colleagues around building this vital pot of savings to maximise people's opportunities in the third stage of their life. So what steps can employers and pension fund trustees take to start a new conversation about pensions? Nick Throp is co-founder of Like Minds.
We use ideas, words and pictures to bring subjects to life. So it's really about drawing upon what advertising has known for years in terms of what works. So in terms of ideas, it's creating a common theme that's interesting and engaging for people. In terms of words, it's about using a conversational style. And in terms of pictures, a picture speaks 1,000 words. And we know how impactful pictures can be.
With Nick's words in mind, we teamed up with the Like Minds illustrator, Depeche, to conduct a picture experiment, asking people of all ages, including me, to think of themselves as a retired person and what sort of life they wanted. Could seeing an illustration of their future selves inspire them to think differently about saving for retirement? What do you want your retirement to look like? Have you thought about what sort of goals you might have?
Well, I'm like a lot of working fathers. I'd like to spend more time with my family. I'd like to give them a quality of life as well at the same time and be around to enjoy it with them. Very good.
So what do you think of it?
I like it, yeah. No, I look very relaxed in my future self.
Does being 65, for talk's sake, or 70, does that seem like a very far away thing?
I think it feels like quite far away, but also not. So I'm starting my A-levels, so you've got to think about what you want to do in your future, now. So the decisions I make now are already coming.
So where else would you like to travel to?
Anywhere without my children would be nice.
Engaging people in a simple way about saving for retirement is the key.
Engage people on an emotional level. So rather than start from the technical perspective and talk about the mechanics of how pension schemes work, try to get inside the heads and hearts of the people you're trying to talk to. Getting inside the heads of people is really the starting point for us.
Nell, Becky and Will agreed that without changing the way people feel about their post-work savings, bringing them into the now of people's lives, millions could miss out on saving for an inspirational retirement.